Hello and greetings, everyone. It is me, your friendly neighborhood media specialist, here with another professional development session, strictly asynchronous, designed to help you do two things. The title of today's professional development is Using Padlet to Create Interactive Learning Experiences. So, as you may do in your own classrooms, we should begin by reviewing our learning objectives. So, SLO1 states that the learner will be able to create an interactive Padlet that facilitates student collaboration and discussion. Really, the goal today is that you get comfortable navigating the Padlet platform and learn to use all of its features and accessories. SLO2 states the learner will be able to design a classroom learning activity that incorporates Padlet to promote student engagement and collaboration. So if you've never used Padlet, it is a great digital platform for class discussions, extensions of lessons, projects. So it's got a lot of different applications. And then, as the learning target states, it's really strong for facilitating collaboration in your classrooms. So, with that being said, let's take a look at an actual Padlet that's done just so we can kind of see the finished product, and then I'll tell y'all what you'll be doing for this professional development. All right, so this is an example of a finished Padlet, and I created this for my graduate course, ISCI761, and the topic was information ethics. Now, even though this is like a graduate level Padlet, you could easily see how you could scale this down for a middle or high school classroom. So at the top here, you can put your title. You can also embed directions up there, which I'll show you how to do soon. You can see that I've chosen a column layout. When we build our own Padlets, you'll see that there's a lot of different layouts you can choose, and they all have different applications. So for this one, you can see that I've broken my subtopics down right here, and then I have a fifth column just for discussion questions and responses. So just a few things. I could spend hours showing you all the features and functions, but just a few quick notes. Underneath our directions and our topic, our title, each column scrolls independently. You can kind of change your settings, but this one's set to allow anybody who has the link to access it and respond. And you can see that, like, for example, here's I've written a paragraph here. I can add a comment, and then I could just write a text comment, or I can hit the plus button. And your students have a lot of different ways they can respond, which is great for differentiation. Everything from recording a video, drawing a picture, recording audio. They can embed links and images. So a lot of options there. So now that you've kind of seen the picture of what a Padlet looks like when it's done, let's go ahead and let's move into the application portion of the lesson, and let's start learning how to make our own Padlets. All right, so for the remainder of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you step by step through setting up a basic Padlet for use in your classroom. I'm going to go over your task for today, which is a 3-part discussion prompt, asking you to do this and apply your learning. And also, I would advise you, since we're asynchronous, feel free to watch this through and then rewatch it as you're doing the task, or if you'd rather watch it and pause it as needed. So whatever suits your learning style best. But I am going to walk you through it now. So once you've logged in to Padlet and you've gone to the free version and used your district credentials to get here, this is what you'll see. You can see the Padlet I just showed you right here, and then we're going to make a new Padlet. Okay, so we're making our Padlet. And this first screen gives you the basic layout options. You'll notice there's a ton more. Okay, so we got sandboxes. We have AI recipes where you could input a lesson plan, or you can generate discussion boards. And And then there's recipes, so there's like specific Padlets designed for specific subject matter or lesson styles. So feel free to explore those on your own, but we'll keep it basic for today, and we'll do a column style layout just like the one that I showed you. Okay, and it's going to auto-generate like the aesthetics of your Padlet. So it's going to show you, let's see, here we go, gave us baby blue, and it titled it My Stunning Padlet. So we're going to edit that. I'm going to change the title to today's lesson title. This is, by the way, the actual Padlet you guys are going to be interacting with to complete your assignment for this PD. So let's go ahead and let's put our lesson title here. Okay, and we'll just edit that there. All right, and our format is set to columns, so that's fine. All right, I know a lot of you are going to want to customize further than that, so a couple of basic things. We can open this little gear widget here, and that's going to let us, we'll go straight to appearance, wallpaper. I'll just set it to this nice green pattern here, but you have a lot of options there where you can upload images and do a custom background. And then we'll go to our heading. Now the description, this is where I would embed directions for students. So for us, I'll go ahead and put in your discussion prompt. And I will take this opportunity to also review that with you. All right, so we have our discussion prompt here. I'll just copy that. And then let's drop it in. All right. And then we'll close out our settings. All right, you can see that I went ahead and added some columns here. And those are going to be organized by subject matter. So you can go ahead and reply to the discussion prompt in your column of choice. So it's going to ask you first to describe one lesson or activity from your classroom that you think would benefit from using Padlet. Why is Padlet a good fit for that lesson? So knowing that Padlet is a great way to facilitate collaboration and discussion, try to think of a lesson or some content that you think would work well here in Padlet. So you're going to go ahead and hit this plus, and then from there you can give it a subject if you'd like, and then you can write your response, and then you're just going to publish it. Okay. Now your next task is going to be to create an original Padlet for that lesson or activity and reply to your discussion post with the share link. So keep it basic, just like the one I've made here, but go ahead and design a lesson. And remember, this is authentic, so you can actually turn around and use this in your classroom. So I encourage you to keep it as realistic as possible. And then you're going to just link that underneath your response here for your discussion prompt. And then finally, of course, we're all collaborating here as instructional partners. So we want to review a colleague's Padlet and provide constructive feedback. We want to identify a strength and a suggestion for improvement here. So that we can all kind of help refine our Padlets, and as we do so, learn the platform better, and teach each other some tips and tricks until our Padlets are ready for actual classroom use. And finally, I do want you to leave me some feedback. So I'll just demonstrate here how to add a title from here. I'm going to create a post here. And then here's my feedback form. So I'm going to copy the link. All right, so once you have a link copied, this is also useful because you're going to have to link your Padlets here. So let me demonstrate that. I can just easily drop the link right here. Okay, and then from there, all right, and you can see that my feedback form is embedded in my post. I'll publish it there. And there it is. Now you have an example of how to attach a link to a response. All right, so please feel free to email me with any questions or just drop by the Media Center if you have any, if you need any help. And enjoy creating your Padlets and refining them for classroom use.